so good to be here with you. I'm looking out and I see a lot of faces that have been with me for almost 4 years now, if you can believe that. We've been doing this for 4 years, so thank you for being with us every step of the way. I want to say that I'm honored by the assembly of elected officials that you see behind me. These are serious public servants who have been representing and serving our community for a very long time. I am humbled to have all of your support. Thank you all for being here as well. Perhaps most importantly, I want to thank all of the labor unions that you see represented here behind me. I want to thank especially IBEW Local 5 for hosting us and making this available for us. Thank you. I am Conor Lamb. I am from here. I went to Central Catholic High School. I left to go to college and law school in Philadelphia, and then I served in the Marines. After my service, I came back to Pittsburgh and worked as a federal prosecutor. And for the last 3 years, I've had the honor of representing southwestern Pennsylvania in Congress. You all have heard that many times before, and you all know me. But I'm getting ready to introduce myself to people all over our state, because starting today, I am running to represent Pennsylvania in the United States Senate. Before I really begin, I want to say something about someone that we lost yesterday, Richard Trumka. He achieved great things in his life. He became the president of the AFL-CIO, a nationally and internationally known figure. But before that, he was one of our own. He was a native of Greene County, a football player, a coal miner, a lawyer, and just an incredible advocate and voice for working people all over this country and really all over the world. I was lucky to know him for a short time, and he left a huge impact on me. And I just want everyone to take a moment and really remember Richard Trumka and what he meant for this community and this country. It's really because of people like him that we are in front of a union hall today and not in some other place. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be a member of Congress without the unions. And most importantly, Pittsburgh would not be the same without them. Pittsburgh was always a place where people did hard things. They dug coal and they made steel, and people even shed blood in this city for the rights of workers everywhere, union and non-union. And along the way, Pittsburgh became a place where all of that hard work was actually rewarded. And in part because the unions were willing to organize and to strike and also to vote. The unions always registered voters everywhere, and it worked. We used to have a deal. You voted, and strength on election day meant things really could get better on payday. And so it was the votes of working people that brought fair labor laws and preserved Davis-Bacon, required safer workplaces and raised the minimum wage, established Social Security and Medicare, and ended Jim Crow laws and secured the right to vote. It was the votes of working people that brought those things. And as a result of them, for a while, working people had a much better shot in this country. That deal may seem dormant now. And it is dormant now for too many people. But if I know one thing about you, about the people I served in uniform with, about all the people I've met in the last 4 years, it's this: that our generation of Americans is just as capable as those who came before, who made that deal, who built Pittsburgh and built this country and won its wars and proved that the American dream could be real. We are just as capable of rising to our own challenges. And in our time, we can do just as much good for working people. We can have a middle class that is bigger and stronger and more diverse. We have it within us to do those things, and by winning campaigns like this one, we will. We live in a new world. We have new challenges, and we face opponents who are determined to see us fail. I've seen them up close in 3 tough campaigns, on January 6th, and since. And quite simply, my judgment is we have to be more determined than they are. And in this campaign, we will be. You know, as Pennsylvanians, as Pennsylvania Democrats, and everybody who's here working alongside us, we have something to protect here. Our democracy was born here, as much in the coal mines as in the Constitution. It was carried forward by our working men and women as much as by the Founding Fathers, and the freedoms we defend were written down in Philadelphia and also earned in places like Homestead. The right to vote and the right to organize and bargain. The right to have a say in your government, but also in your workplace and with your wages. To us, these freedoms are inseparable. Political and economic democracy are inseparable. They have been fought over and defended in Pennsylvania before. And now it falls on us to defend them again. And by winning campaigns like this one, we will. We are going to prove that we want this democracy, this economy to work. We want it to really work for all Pennsylvanians and for all Americans. And that we want it to work more than our opponents want it to fail. And make no mistake, they really do want it to fail. They are lying about the last election, and they're still trying to overturn it. They excuse and they remain silent about the attack on our Capitol. They're making it harder to vote, harder for black people and brown people, and really anyone for whom it's just hard to get to the polls on Election Day. They are preparing to remove election officials who tell the truth. They sideline fellow Republicans in Congress who simply tell the truth. All of that is bad enough. But here is the real danger. If they will take such a big lie and place it at the center of their party, you cannot expect them to tell the truth about anything else. They lie about the election, and they lie about your paycheck too, and your health care. They promise to give you a pay raise. They turn around and cut taxes for corporations. They promise to always protect pre-existing conditions, and then they take the law that protects pre-existing conditions and they try to repeal it. They spent a decade trying to repeal it. And of course, our opponents love to talk about freedom. We're the ones really fighting for freedom. We know that freedom means freedom from debt, freedom from poverty wages, freedom to learn on reliable internet, drink clean water, drive on safe roads, and freedom from COVID-19. We're putting that into action right here in Pennsylvania, right now, because of your hard work. In 2020, we elected a Democratic president, and we had enough Democratic votes in Congress to pass the American Rescue Plan. We didn't get a single Republican vote for that. And already, here in Allegheny County, County Executive Fitzgerald was able to save the jobs not only of the police, but of all of his essential workers, thousands of them. Police, human services workers, firefighters, you name it. Nobody lost their job. And at the same time, he's making investments in bus rapid transit with these funds to modernize public transportation in the city of Pittsburgh. Long overdue. And in Beaver County, Commissioner Tony Amadeo, and in Westmoreland County, Commissioner Cirilli, they're preparing to bring internet to corners of their county that still don't have reliable access in the year 2021. We're going to change that with these funds. That's what good government is supposed to look like. And now we can go to any voter anywhere in our state and say, this is what it does look like. In my case, these aren't just things that I'm talking about anymore. These are things that I worked on, things that I voted for, and things that we are actually getting done. And there is a lot more to do. There's a lot more to do. We're going to talk about all kinds of issues as this campaign goes on. But above all, this campaign and this job in the Senate that we are running for, it's about our future. Trump kept us locked in conflicts of his own making to the extent that we didn't get to talk about our future enough. you can't ever remember him talking about our future. We have to get back to the unfinished business of building our future, which means dealing with really hard problems. Still in the year 2021, when a child is born, so much about their life is affected by the color of their skin. How much funding goes to their school, how much gun violence occurs in their neighborhood, how much their parents make. Still barely more than half for black families in our own state of Pennsylvania. It's a sad truth. It's not something to clap for. It's how the jobs that are available, the ability to buy a house, to build wealth. All of these things are still affected on day one for children, depending on whether they are born black or white. That's always been true in American history, but it does not have to be true in our future. We can't accept it. And we, all of us, we can be the generation that changes it. If we want our children to inherit not only a free and equal country, but a safe and livable planet, we can do something about that too. We have to. We have to do something about these things. And you all know we have tried to have an honest debate with Republicans in Congress about all these subjects. We've passed bill after bill in the House, only to see them die in the Senate. People like Senator McConnell care about nothing except stopping us from doing anything. And now they're trying to suppress the right to vote to stop us from building the future that most Americans want. So what do we do about it? Well, first, we continue forcing the debate. We call out their lies, we debunk their conspiracy theories, and we fight their voter suppression laws in public and in court. That's first. But second, we win this Senate race in Pennsylvania. We win it with the old tools of democracy, but new energy and new ideas. We work as if our democracy is on the line, because it is. That means we go everywhere. We talk to everyone. We listen to everyone. We invite everyone in. As Democrats, we fight for every single vote across our state, on every single square inch of ground. We do not give up on anyone, and we leave no one behind. That's what I learned in 2 races in 2018 and 2020 in some pretty tough territory for most Democrats. That's why I'm so convinced that we can do this. What I learned talking to people, no matter who they voted for in the past, was that they really still do believe in this system of ours. They just want it to work right, except for that guy. I think we're the only ones who are trying to make it work right now. It is going to be the work of our lifetimes to preserve this democracy. It is not something we can do with tweets and slogans. It's going to be complicated. It's going to be hard. But just as Americans have always done, we get to decide what our future looks like. If we want to live in a fairer country, we can build it. If we want a bigger and stronger and more diverse middle class, we can make it that way. We've done it before, and we can do it again. We are in a conflict today with Trump and his followers about the future of America. I'm ready to win this race and help us move past this conflict. On the other side of it is our future, and it starts right here in Pennsylvania. Thank you very much.